Ike has scored for Nigeria. Goal that wins the first ever footballing gold medal for Nigeria.
To continue their impressive run so as to place Edo State in the continental map.
Toby Amazon, look at the clock. I cannot believe it. She's done it again. 2 world records in one night, and she makes history by becoming Nigeria's first world champion.
Alex Iwobi decides to go early. Chukwueze shapes the shoot, gets some spaces. Osimhen.
A pretty interesting week has been in the ever-exciting world of sport, from the unveiling of the Super Falcons squad for Paris 2024, as well as the draws once again for the Africa Cup of Nations in 2025. Nigeria in a pretty decent group, another opportunity to file out against Benin Republic. Remember, that team defeated us en route to qualify for the World Cup in 2026. And Coach Finidi George is saying he won't lie down and continue to lick his wounds. He's the new gaffer of Rivers United. We'll be looking at this and more on today's package, and the countdown to the Olympics continues, and 5-time Olympian Bose Kafu is also standing by to bring us up to speed with happenings as far as the Olympics is concerned. The regular gladiators are in the studio as well. Frankie Laboya is making a return, Tony Ubani as well as Raymond, and together we are set to go. Let's do this in Sportsville. Yes, always a delight to talk sports on this amazing platform. If you just joined us, you haven't missed much because we are just getting started. The show is Sportsville. And one man, I would always be tempted to talk politics in Edo State whenever Frank is around. If this were to be a political platform, I would be asking Frank what is happening as far as politics is concerned in Edo State. Frank, feels great to have you back.
Thank you, Matthew. Of course, it's nice to be back. Of course, for our viewers, I say it's nice to be back again. And it's nice to know that you are there for us, every week.
And Tony?
Yeah, thank you so much. And of course, we are like the, Northern Star, very constant on this platform to talk sports and, of course, talk in the way no other station talks about sports.
And we also have Raymond in the studio.
Yeah, good to be here this beautiful day. It's Sportsville, where you have to say it the way it is on your mind. And for once, I begin to have worries over Benin Republic. It has never been so, but I hope God will intervene as far as Nations Cup qualifier is concerned.
So issue of Benin is now in God's hands.
So it is, because we have nobody that dreads us again. We don't seem to have anybody who are superior to anymore.
Interesting. And let's build up to the Olympics for the women's national team. The Super Falcons have started for the first time since 2008. Nigeria's flag will be hoisted at the women's football event of the Olympics in Paris. Coach Randy Waldron, in the course of the week, unveils his 22-man squad for that event. Women's squad, you want to call it, for that event. And it's time to begin to look at our chances. Some persons call it the group of death because we have to file out against Brazil, Japan, as well as Spain. Just 2 weeks, the girls are in Sevilla as we speak, and they just have a couple of days to prepare before our very first game on the 25th of July. Frank, let me start with you. The girls are excited. They are in Sevilla. The build-up to the Olympics have started, but some person will tell you it's 2 weeks enough for us to truly do something meaningful.
I don't know why you always started with me when it comes to Super Falcons. Tony is here. Everybody knows my view about Super Falcons. I've always said that Randy Wadham is too small for Super Falcons. Super Falcons is bigger than a part-time coach. But having said that, now it's not time to precise. The federation has talked to Wadham, so let's wish them all the very best. But my worry has always been preparation. Today is 7th of July. And now we only have less than 2 weeks to prepare. So what magic are we expecting? Why are we always putting our faith, in the balance? Huh? See, every country cannot be like Nigeria, where we do everything, just now.
Our own way.
Yeah, our own way. You cannot be. The world is leaving us behind. Well, like I said, I wish the team the best if they go as far as they did in the World Cup, because people thought that we did magic at the World Cup. If we go as far as that, fine. Brazil is not, Brazil is beatable. Yeah. I don't want to look at that, okay?
The Spanish team, the world champions?
No. Every other team is beatable. But I'm worried that we didn't prepare well. If we prepare well, then we'll do well. But again, like Nigeria, anything can happen.
Wow. Tony, Ashley Plunter is out of this one. She's injured. Onumonu is also standing by as well as a star girl who plays for FC Obo at some point. Monday Gift, she's also on standby. Any of these players might just be coming into the back door if there are injury worries, in which we've also already seen one as we speak. What are the chances of the Falcons as we build up to their very first game on the 25th?
I think that Frank just knocked it on the head, and that is preparation, and which has always been our bane. I don't know if it's a curse, but I think that it's time for us to remove that curse from us. It causes a lot of concern for us, and those who administer football, I do not think that they worry as much as we worry here. Be that as it may, I think that ordinarily, the Super Falcons should hold their own, at the Paris Olympics, despite the fact, they have some super powers, talk about Brazil, talk about Japan and Spain, but I think that the Super Falcons can cause a lot of pain to some of those teams. But our problem is distraction. I think the first distraction has been settled, that of imposition of players.
Yes.
And that's why I give kudos, to the media, the sporting media,
and the
very powerful sporting media in Nigeria. If not, there would have been an imposition in the team, all these denials and all those things. I witnessed it, and I saw a lot of things where they wanted to impose some players on Waldron. And of course, I think the media rose up, and then we quenched that fire. That is +1 for us going to the Paris Olympics.
So is that why, before they go to Raymond, Tony, is that why we don't have, new players in the team? The same old players, Must we continue to parade the same team?
Frank, I think that's a technical question, and I'm not a member of the technical committee.
Why would we have players when our coach hardly watch our league?
Exactly, that's where I'm going to.
Here. Wardle has been winning all the battles against the NFF. He's always been on top. At a point, NFF said he was not even going to lead us to the World Cup. Remember, Tony just mentioned those accusations and all of he survived all of them. So the university coach,
part-time coach,
from America is there again, and apparently the NFF is waiting their hands to see what he will come up with. So perhaps we should pray for luck. Otherwise, I know a serious-minded coach would have been able to see what happens in our league. We just saw the President's Cup ended, and perhaps just 1 or 2 players as alternate players. But some say what is going for the Falcons, the fact that this team has been together for a very long time. Well, there are worries about the ages of some of these players, because youthfulness, you cannot take that from football. When you have a very youthful squad, when you have a team that is loaded with mixture of young and talented players, you can't be sure they're always going to do better. But here we are, Wardrum in charge, and I hope he's there in Spain now, because he can arrive at any point in time. He's always there at his own, convenience. This is what the Nigerian Football Federation has, really, created. And we are waiting. Let's see how it goes against Spain, against, Japan and Brazil. And Brazil.
Frank and Raymond, I do not think that all this blame should be pushed, to the American. The American is
I say he's leading the NFF.
He's an employee
of the NFF.
The Nigeria Football Federation should take 120%.
Why should we put a brand like Super Falcons under a part-time coach?
Frank, I think that question that is a question that has not been answered by the Nigerian Football
I said it's
Federation.
leading the NFF. It's
Frank,
not,
if you're an employee, you're looking for a job, it is the employer
that tells you
what to do. So let's not just be crying over spilled milk. Those in Nigerian Football Federation, I am really, shaking for the administrative acumen.
Yes, the best fit for the Falcons as far as the Olympics is concerned happens to be our semi-final finish in 2004 in Athens. We hope the girls will be able to surpass this and sojourn and give Nigerians plenty to savor as far as the women's football event is concerned. We are going on a quick break, and when we return, we'll be discussing plenty on the Super Eagles. Our road to qualify for the 2025 AFCON starts now.
I will show you. Don't do that.
Sweetheart, no matter what you do, we show you love. So you can show more love to everyone.
Mom, how do you show more love to everyone? I will show you love.
Show some more love today with 4 more packs of your favorite Indomie noodles in Indomitable and Super Pack cartons. Also, each Indomitable pack is now 200 Naira, while Super Pack is now 350 Naira. So hurry now. Offer valid till stock lasts.
Yet another opportunity beckons for the Super Eagles to avenge their 2-1 defeat against Benin Republic in the World Cup qualifiers. Nigeria will file out against Benin Republic, against Rwanda, as well as Libya. These are smaller teams compared to the Super Eagles as far as the Nations Cup or as far as Africa is concerned. But these days, there are no smaller teams when it comes to playing against Nigeria men's senior national team. Let me come to you, Frank. The draw finally upon us. September, we kickstart with our very first game away against Libya.
See, I'm already shaking my head. Raymond started by saying that just that we should start praying, beating the Benin Republic.
Yes.
See, I find that very funny. Well, again, Raymond might just be speaking the truth, but the truth of the matter is that we don't have a team. We don't have a team. See, we are going back to where we started from. Today is 7th of July. We have our first match in September. The only month in between September is August. And today, we don't have a coach. And you want to bring somebody from heaven that will deliver this team? Well, okay. Let's watch.
Interesting. Tony, let me come to you. A pretty decent group for the Super Eagles. Despite not having a gaffer at this time, you expect that we'll go to sleep and say, okay, we'll be at the next AFCON. 2 teams to qualify from this group. I think Super Eagles should naturally take pole position in this one.
Matthew, I disagree. Decent, as in decent with Rwanda, decent with Benin, decent with Libya. Okay. Ordinarily, I keep saying ordinarily, decent group. But these are not ordinary times, Matthew. And indeed, the Nigerian Football Federation have shown, they do not have the capacity, to make teams fear Nigeria again. We have really shot ourselves on the foot. We are smaller countries. It's just like a lion, Every other little rabbit comes up to stay the lion on the face. That's where we have gotten to. And then the jungle is no longer matured. The lion has lost its pride, in the jungle.
And Raymond.
Yeah, what else do I have to say than to which the NFF? Well, I'm no longer a fan of the Super Eagles. I know viewers have known this.
You are a fan of the NFF?
No, I'm not a fan of the NFF. No, because there's so much disorderliness in the competition. And for me, I wait for Nations Cup. Things that are serious, I want to see them. I've seen proper organization in some places. I've seen people who do not tell lies. We're still waiting for the NFF. I remember long ago they said they will unveil a coach.
Yeah.
Immediately, Finidi George resigned. They said it was a matter of days. Now days are stretching to weeks. And what have you?
Weeks to months.
Weeks to months. And land they are somewhere in Europe now looking for another coach. I hope another round of applications will not be called for. With NFF, everything is possible. But look at the opponents. Gennard Rohr talking so confident about facing Nigeria. That's a time for him to see his friends. He has many friends in Nigeria. He agreed that it will be a tough match, but he hopes that Benin will be one of the teams that will pick at the 2 slots. Some months ago, Gennaro will not talk that way. It is because he saw the lousiness in organization. He saw the seriousness as far as Nigeria is concerned. So, I just sympathize with ordinary Nigerian fans. The fans there who expect so much from the Super Eagles.
Let me just say something here. See, I feel at times amused when I look at the technical department of NFF. You have a world-class player in Victor Ikpeba. We have a former captain of Super Eagles, a former coach of Super Eagles in that committee talking about,
actually technical director.
Yes, technical, yet these 2 gentlemen allowed Nigerian football to slide. Now we're talking about Europe now. I'm just hearing that the NFF or minister, they are there. So where about the people that know about the game? Where about the people that play the game?
They are all compromising. Frank,
they are here in Nigeria.
They are compromising.
You are leaving employment of a coach for administrators.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Tony,
I blame technical department, and I don't blame all the members. I blame
but the members are supposed to do a good job.
I'm talking about the ex-players in that technical department, with the Peba and also Guavoy.
What do you expect them to do? Frank, will they fight? He who has the money, or he who pays the department?
If they are not,
some of them might not even know that these people are traveling.
If they are not playing well with Peba and of course Guavoy, they should resign today.
Tony, before we
they have their names there. It is them we look out to.
Tony, I would like to take you guys back. In the course of the week, the minister was on national radio and the question was put to him on the rants of Victor Osimhen on social media against Nigerians as well as Coach Finidi George. And he said his advice to the NFF was that there should be no action against Osimhen until they engage the player, that the NFF is expected to engage the player. It's been over 3 weeks. Osimhen has been emboldened and is here to apologize to anyone. Personally, as an individual, I followed that interview and I was disappointed with the take of the sports minister.
What were you expecting?
Because
what were you expecting the minister to say?
Engaging Osimhen on what grounds? I don't understand. The NFF should call Osimhen and engage him on what grounds? That the video making the rounds were doctored? I feel we must begin to set our priority right. But calling Osimhen a Trojan, that he gives his best for the national team. What the minister did in the course of that interview was more of a PR for Osimhen, rather than a player that should be called to order by Nigerians.
Let me ask Tony.
And that means other players can do the same.
That means other players have been emboldened to also do the same.
Yeah, so it has always been like that. Right from Morocco, when some players harassed the former coach, Finidi George, nothing was done about it. Now, minister saying that we should keep mom, he should not be engaged. I don't know what kind of interaction they want to have again. But what I know is that you are just giving room for other players to take other coaches for granted. How the NFF is moving on, perhaps that's why they are in Europe looking for a new gaffer. When other serious countries are thinking of how to make things quick and sharp, what it has to do with the qualifiers for both World Cup and, of course, Nations Cup.
Wow, interesting. We hope that the coming days we'll get a coach for the Super Eagles and we gradually build up to other qualifiers. Not to forget, the first quarter of next year we'll know our fate as far as our qualification for the World Cup is concerned. We're doing a breather at this time, and when we return, 5-time Olympian Bose Kafo is standing by to join us on the show. She's set to bring us up to speed with happenings as far as boxing and several other sports are concerned.
I will show you.
Don't do that. Sweetheart, no matter what you do, we show you love. So you can show more love to everyone.
Mom, how do you show more love to everyone? I will show you love.
Show some more love today with 4 more packs of your favorite Indomie noodles in Indomitable and Super Pack cartons. Also, each Indomitable pack is now 200 Naira, while Super Pack is now 350 Naira. So hurry now. Offer valid till stock lasts.
Welcome back to Sportsville. Yet, we are still rolling and we'll be talking about the Olympic countdown 2024. Yes, we are having about more than 8 sports going on to training tour by next week. But today we'll be looking at boxing. Boxing is a sport that people like to watch, and we have been going to the Olympics for the past 20 years until 2012, where we missed out a lot. But now we'll be going with 3 great athletes going there for gold, nothing but gold. But surprisingly, this morning we got the notice that maybe it might only be 2 of the athletes that will be going, 1 female and a male. And we also learned that at this moment we have Olaore, a male athlete training in Italy, training at a camp meant for the boxers. And I believe that we know him to be like the machine because he's very fast, he's tall, he's very, very good. And he's one of those guys that we need to watch out for. Then the woman, then the lady, she said that, Cynthia said she is actually going out for a gold medal. Speaking to the director, technical, he said that they are ready. They are indeed ready, training vigorously in their own camp at Ligaji, and also that they only have those 2 players. Notwithstanding with the 2 players, they might not have the 3 at the Olympics, and which will be sad because both 3 we are thinking of winning 3 gold medals. And what was the reason? So far, they are still looking at it. If he can still make it, is about something salient that we always talk about, anti-doping issue. His urine is not clear whether he can still travel or not. But we are going to look at other things. Why are we so concerned about boxing? We know that boxing is actually one of the sports that can win medals at the Olympics. And having someone like Adam Olaore, he is a 92 kilogram fighter, and he is going to fight, and he is telling us that he is ready to win. And I am sure I saw his clips, and I believe that if we can keep encouraging him, this is not the right time to say we are training him. He is already a medalist, at least a medalist prospect. And what about Cynthia? Cynthia is another person we want to look at for. Boxing, we have to pray for those guys because they will be competing with the likes of Azerbaijan, Romania,
Cuba.
Cuba. They are very good, and even in our Africa, but I don't have any fear concerning that. Regardless, Nigeria will be participating at the next Olympics 2024 in the amateur boxing, not professional. So you see them covering the head and so forth.
Yes, 5-time Olympian Boss Ekafo bringing us up to speed with happenings around Nigeria's preparation for the Olympics. The focus this time is boxing, and come next week, we might be looking at badminton as well as other sports. We are doing a breather at this time, and when we return, we'll be looking at the unveiling of Finidi George by Rivers United as their new gaffer. Not to forget, something is also happening in Scrabble. Stick around, it's the SPORTSVILLE.
Well, the purpose of this meeting, I want to tell you that we are all disturbed. We are disturbed. You can see the performance of our Super Eagles recently. It has not been exciting. And you are all aware that the last World Cup, we were not there at the last World Cup at Qatar. And our qualification is shaking. And one thing Nigerians don't know about the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, they just think that we just only go there, sing and drum. No, that is not what we do. In the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, we have those that are Christians, we have those that are Muslims, we have those that are also, believe in their native tradition. And when it comes to games like this, they all come together, they all speak in one voice to ensure that we qualify for such competition. For some certain reasons, this has not been happening, and you can see what is happening to our national team. But we have now all come together from all the states, all the elders. We have come together, And we have said our qualification to the 2026 World Cup is a project that all of us must be involved. Well, I want to tell every one of us in Nigeria in general that we should not be afraid. The current performance of the Super Eagles should not cause us to panic. When you go into panic, what will happen to you? Then you are bound to lose. Let us be all confident with this, with our team. Yes, they have made one or two mistakes. I will call it mistake, but with the other games that is ahead, and like I have said, we have come to give them, as the 10th player in the field, we have come to give them our full support. We'll join them in prayer. We'll join them in everything. Whatever that is going to take for us to qualify, the Nigeria Football Supporters Club is ready to give it to the Super Eagles.
Yes, one man that has refused to lie down and continue to lick his wounds is Coach Finidi George. He has been unveiled as the new gaffer of Rivers United, taking over from Stanley Eguma. A new era for Finidi George. Raymond, his friend, is in the studio. Raymond, what has Finidi told you concerning his plans for Rivers United and the new opportunity to begin to move on with his career?
Yeah, first of all, let me congratulate Finidi George, Port Harcourt boy, as he called himself when he was unveiled. Happy to return to Port Harcourt, where it all began. He began his football with the Sharks of Port Harcourt, though from Bayelsa State. And he said it's banking on the cooperation of everybody so that he can succeed right there at Rivers United. He wants to improve on his career, taking off that disappointment with Nigerian football, talk about Super Eagles, and particularly thanking Chris Green, who beckoned on him to come over after the what was served him by the NFF. I wish him well. I hope he's going to get the much needed cooperation. Rivers United is a big team. They are not in the continent for now, but I think the challenge before Finidi George will be to at least guide them to continental level, because they like continental football over there. And thank God too, there's no doubt about his contract. Yeah. 2 years deal he has signed, unlike the one at NFF when it was being unveiled, 1 year contract. And for him to be telling us or telling me that he did not sign 1 year contract. Yeah. Now this one is obvious. 2 years deal in Rivers United. I wish him well. Yes, another journey for Finidi. Tony.
Yeah, but I'm so happy with Finidi, and of course with Rivers State. English people will always tell you football is coming home. I think that Finidi has gone home, and the land in Port Harcourt is very green, courtesy of Barrister Chris Green. I think that with everything that Rivers have, the Rivers are going to flow for him, and indeed Finidi will come to show and prove himself, and people will begin to say, oh, this is what we miss at the national level. And now, like Raymond said, Finidi has a challenge of bringing back Rivers to the continent. Yes. And after that, I think that everything will really flow for Rivers and for Finidi.
Interesting. We're saying all the best to Finidi George as he starts a new journey in the NPFL. He won the title with Eyimba, and we hope he would be able to replicate same with Rivers United. Raymond was signing out. All right, it's been fun here on SPORTSVILLE. My prayer as we leave is that God should make our football administrators, let them open their eyes so that they see what other serious-minded countries are doing, so that we don't risk missing out of a Nations Cup and, of course, the World Cup. That's my take. Anthony, what's saying about?
Yeah, I think authoritatively I heard that this week the Nigeria Football Federation will announce a foreign coach. I pray that they do not announce a coach that will also, take a lot of distraction and prolonging our stay from partaking for our preparations for the Nations Cup.
Interesting. And remember, the conversation continues on all our social media platforms on your screen at this time. Let's keep talking sports, and subsequent weeks we'll also put your comments together and also let the rest of Nigerians know what exactly you've said as far as the stories making the rounds in the world of sport. I'm Matthew Kugbe. As I would always say, in all you do, continue to keep a positive mindset and always pray for Nigeria. Bye for now.
Emmanuel Amunike has scored for Nigeria. Goal that wins the first ever footballing gold medal for Nigeria.
To continue their impressive run to place Edo State in the continental map.